Hello again. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the third lesson, which is about summarizing. This is one of the most challenging tasks for many students because some of them find it difficult to distinguish important information from the other information in the text. So this lesson will help you understand the techniques in summarizing. So let's get started. Summary is defined as a short and clear description that gives the main facts or ideas about something. So when you summarize, you trim the text by just picking the important ideas about the subject matter being discussed. The question here is which are important and which are not. And that's the basic skill a writer needs to have when summarizing. He or she needs to know how to identify the important ideas and less important ideas in the text. Next, summary is a shortened or abridged version of a text. It is expected that when you summarize a text, it becomes shorter compared to the original one. Okay. So, summary is used to determine the essential ideas in a book, article, story, movie, and any kinds of texts. Reading a summary of a text will help the readers easily find the main ideas in the text that will lead them to better understanding of it because they already know what ideas to focus on. So essential ideas include the main idea, useful information, keywords that help you meet your reading goals. So knowing these things will guide you meeting your reading goals or the purpose why you are reading. Okay, moving on, we have here the role of the summary. So our summary enumerates the key facts, arguments, and ideas. So how do we know if the summary is good or not? It is considered as a good summary if it provides the major points of the text and if it also provides the source of the summary, including the author's name or name of publication, date of publication, and the like. Now, let's enumerate how summarizing helps you with the text you are reading. Number one, when you summarize, it helps you deepen your understanding of the text because you cannot summarize something that you do not understand, right? Second, learn to identify the relevant information or key ideas. While you are reading the whole text, you try to identify the significant concepts that you have to retain and include in your summary. Third, combine details or examples that support the main idea. So summarizing helps you in identifying the similar ideas that you could combine to make the long texts shorter. Fourth, concentrate on the gist or main idea or the keywords presented in the text. Summarizing helps you practice on finding the gist in the text so you will only focus on that part and you can eliminate the non-essential ideas found in the text you are reading. And number 5, capture the key ideas in the text and put them together clearly and concisely. Again, when you summarize, it is your task to get the key ideas. This would help you and help your readers understand the text easily. Okay, now let's see why many students fail to summarize. It is because number 1, they write down everything. That's very wrong. Second, write down incoherent and irrelevant ideas. So that's not what you call summarizing. Third, write down personal opinions and background knowledge. So in summarizing, our opinion doesn't matter. We have to be very objective when writing our summary. So now let us move on to the guidelines in summarizing. First, clarify your purpose before you read. So knowing your purpose will define the path of your summary. You have to be clear with your purpose so you will not lose track while you are summarizing. Okay? Second, Read the text and understand the meaning. Again, you cannot summarize a text that you do not understand, right? So making sure that you understand the text is the initial step you have to take. So you can read it several times. It's okay. Third, annotate the text. When we read, we encounter many information, both major details and supporting details. You'll find out that after reading the whole text, you do not get to remember them all. Na-experience ko yan personally. So this is why annotating is important. Take note of the important details you found while reading. This will also help you organize the ideas that will be included in your summary. Fourth, write all the key ideas you identified on the margin or on your notebook. This will help you recall the significant concepts of the text you are about to summarize. And fifth, identify the connections of these key ideas using concept map. This graphic organizer will be your guide as you summarize. Through it, you get to identify the connections of one idea to another. So you can see on Google how a concept map looks like. Next, list your ideas in a sentence form. From words or phrases you have written in your concept map, try to construct sentences. Next, combine those sentences in a paragraph form. Make sure to use necessary transitional devices to make your paragraph look smooth. Also, ensure that you do not copy a single sentence from the original text. So try to explain them using your own words. Then, edit the draft of your summary. Delete the redundant ideas. Of course, your first draft is not perfect. No one expects that. That is why you have to read it again and remove the unnecessary sentences you have written. Next, compare your output with the original text. It is important that you do this step. Why? Because this will help you identify whether your summary has the same idea with the original text. Okay, and also record the details of the original source, including the author's name, date of publication, title, the publisher, place of publishing, URL if it came from online sources. And finally, format your summary properly. So moving on, let's see the different formats in summarizing. Let us know and let us discuss the three formats. Number one, idea heading format. Second, author heading format. And third, date heading format. Let's discuss them one by one. So what idea heading is? When you follow this format, the summarized idea comes before the citation. So try to look at the example on the right side. As you have noticed, the summarized idea is presented before the author who said it. For example, let me read it to you. These fall into three groups. First, that education is for those who want to learn, and by including those that don't want to learn, everyone suffers. Gonzalez 2010. So let's take that for example. So as you can see, the summarized part came prior to the author. The author here is Gonzalez in 2010. Next, the author heading format. This is the opposite form of the idea heading format. So here you get to present the author of the idea prior to what he or she has said. So if you would notice, the name of the author is presented first. The Study of Gonzalez in 2010. And lastly, the date heading format. So this one, from the word itself, the date. So when the idea was written or published is given emphasis on the summary. So let's look at the example. The summarized idea was introduced by in her 2010 study. So why? Bakit nga ba in-emphasize yung date? because there are institutions which are very particular with the date. For example, in my experience in graduate studies, my professor would always say, look for related studies that were published within 5 years to 10 years. Yun lang po. So it depends on the institution where you belong. Academic institution, to be precise. Okay, so that concludes my presentation for today. So for your activity, kindly look at your worksheets and your module. So by the way, do you have any questions? If you have, you can find me or you can send me at andreacalisapianya@gmail.com. So thank you very much for listening, and don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. All right, see you again. Bye bye.